मैं आर्मी बैकग्राउंड से आती हूँ, किसी को कुछ नहीं पता बिजनेस के बारे में. आई जस्ट हैड टू डू समथिंग एंड आई डिड नॉट वांट टू गो बैक टू अ जॉब. हाउस ऑफ जीकेबी मेरा पहला बेबी है.
एंड पर्सनल ब्रांडिंग, इफ यू टॉक अबाउट पर्सनल ब्रांडिंग, उसके अंदर क्या क्या चीजें आती हैं?
जिनके मिलियन फॉलोअर्स हैं, जो टीवी पे आ चुके हैं, वो मेरे बगल में बैठ के ब्रांड्स के लिए डील्स मांगते हैं.
Is it just a tokenism or is definitely real change happening, in terms of inclusivity?
अब मैं ऐसे बन गई हूँ कि मैं सीधा ब्रांड को मुंह पे पूछती हूँ, ये इसी महीने का गेम है कि आगे भी काम करने का सोच रहे हो.
If Beyonce and a strategy deck had a baby and it was raised with the safe, sparkling chaos of Delhi queer scene, you would get Gurnoor Kaur Bahal. She is not just a creator, she's a creators of creator. A 2x entrepreneur, a global queer icon, a certified master networker who literally trained by YouTube, Meta and LinkedIn. From national award to neurodivergent pride, from founding House of GKB to Delhi queer spaces, this femme force has turned personal branding into personal revolution. So, grab your glitter, your LinkedIn badge, the loudest clap emojis, because today we are querying the mic and finding the fierce with Gurnoor.
Thank you so much. What a beautiful introduction, Ashima. I couldn't have written a better one for myself. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'll start with something that you are queer, disabled, neurodivergent, femme icon. How does these layers, really, identities show up in leadership style? Because you're a founder also.
Yeah, I think my diversities, my 4 shades of diversities, are my greatest strengths. I think they've made me extremely empathetic as a human, and they made me understand what it is to be with different kind of people. So, for example, when it comes down to health and wellness, and I see my team requiring it, I know that I've already put forth a lot of systems and contingency plans, not just for myself but for my team, and they do get the pass on that. When it comes to diversity in terms of, even if it's not queerness,
Yeah.
right? If it's from that they're from marginalized places or they're from 2 tier or 3 tier, I find it very encouraging to put them on, give them the space to
Right.
showcase their creativity. I feel like, when I look at somebody, when it comes to team building specifically, my shades of diversity is kind of reflected. And I see myself. If I can see myself in someone, that means I can work with them.
Absolutely.
And because there's so much of me which is so colorful, I feel like it makes it so much easier to work with so many people, and that I can connect with people irrespective of whether they are a peer or whether it's a teammate
Or whether they are queer.
or whether they're queer. Yeah.
Okay. You have a lot of health conditions, like a lot of, you disability, may epilepsy,
Yeah.
and then and a lot of other things. Does that even stop you from people? Because a lot of people take it as a guard in front of them when they are disabled or something. They play it in that way. What has been your journey in that way?
So I was diagnosed with epilepsy when I was 12. I also kissed a girl and I liked it when I was 12. 12 was quite a year.
Yeah,
But
quite a number.
that's also the year that I injured my foot, because I was an athlete. So now I have this, because I just didn't take care of it. So now I have a foot issue. Recently, I was diagnosed with an autoimmune, which is Hashimoto's disease, from tonsillitis, really bad ones. There are just so many of them. 6, 7 shoulder dislocations. It is endless. But the point is that, let's go back to epilepsy, which makes me neurodivergent as well as disabled. That happened at the same time as my queerness. I didn't really know much about my queerness because I was just trying to figure out, I didn't even know if I was normal at that time.
Yeah.
But epilepsy was something that was out there. I feel like because I had to be resilient because of my health conditions, it really helped me be resilient about my identity as well. And they kind of played hand in hand. Today, many years later, all of these health conditions piling up, if anything, it has given me more of, you know, this power to say that, you know, hey, I'm going to live in my own house and I'm going to manage myself and I'm going to ensure that I get to live and not survive.
Yeah.
If tomorrow is going to be my last day, and mind you, I have had near death experiences. One experience. I have had a near death experience, and I kept asking why I survived. And in that moment, I knew I was here for a purpose. And I know for a fact that if I'm here for a purpose, I must achieve those dreams. I must achieve why I'm here, must figure that out and actually serve.
Yeah.
So, my health conditions have only made me more driven. And many times people are extremely surprised that despite all of this, I have that energy, that drive, that vision,
Absolutely.
that madness, I'd say, Ashima.
I've seen that. I've seen that all.
Because if tomorrow I die,
Yeah.
I should have lived,
Yeah.
not survived.
Yeah. Let's talk about House of GKB. If we are talking about Gunur Kaur Behel, then House of GKB, we have to talk about it. यार explain it कि exactly House of GKB क्या है, क्या करता है, कब शुरू किया ये?
हाउस ऑफ जीकेबी मेरा पहला बेबी है, ठीक है. फनी थिंग ये है कि ये भी एक एपिलेप्सी की कहानी है. मेरे 12 महीने खत्म होने वाले थे इन द गेमिंग इंडस्ट्री, बट 11वीं पे मेरे को, आई मीन, आई हैड टू क्विट. नाउ मैं आर्मी बैकग्राउंड से आती हूँ. पापा भी रिटायर्ड जनरल, नानू भी रिटायर्ड जनरल, दादू भी आर्मी से. किसी को कुछ नहीं पता बिजनेस के बारे में, आसपास सब आर्मी वाले, और मैं एक अनोखी, ठीक है, जिसको ना पढ़ाई में इंटरेस्ट है, बस सोशल फेसबुक में इंटरेस्ट है. एंड आई जस्ट हैड टू डू समथिंग एंड आई डिड नॉट वांट टू गो बैक टू अ जॉब. So I started with House of GKB. We are a premium agency which helps build personal brands primarily. But it evolved. It evolved from just building personal brands on social media. क्योंकि एक चीज़ अच्छा आता था मेरे को, सोशल मीडिया, ठीक है, वो मेरे को अच्छा आता था. मैंने बोला चलो यही कर लेते हैं लाइफ में, है ना, कुछ तो अच्छा हो ही रहा है.
Correct.
So उसके बाद it evolved into creating experiences. अब पर्सनल ब्रांडिंग भी बहुत ज़्यादा आगे बढ़ चुका है. पहले सोशल मीडिया में कोई भी मानता नहीं था कि भाई ये सीरियस चीज़ भी है, तो वो मैंने लोगों को थोड़ा समझाया ये वो. फिर पर्सनल ब्रांडिंग, दैट वाज आल्सो एन अपहिल बैटल. नाउ इट्स वेरी डिफरेंट. नाउ आई क्रिएट एक्सपीरियंसेस, पीपल एज एक्सपीरियंसेस, because we're all very special. We're
Yeah.
not just our job.
Correct.
We're so many colors, and I see that within myself.
Yeah.
And I also love events, not just queer events, not just DQS and queer events, but I just have a lot of experience in events. Matlab, in the gaming industry, I have worked with almost every big brand when we were working, when I was actually employed. तो इवेंट्स में मेरा बहुत एक्सपीरियंस है. अब नास कंपनी के साथ भी मैंने काम कर लिया अंडर हाउस ऑफ जीकेबी, एंड वी आर ओपन टू डूइंग अ लॉट मोर एक्सपीरियंसेस. आई डोंट रियली कॉल देम इवेंट्स. So I help build you as an experience, and I help build communities as an experience as well. So that's House of GKB for you.
And personal branding, if you talk about personal branding, उसके अंदर क्या क्या चीज़ें आती हैं? Like what do you tell people, and वहाँ से मतलब क्या requirement होती है और क्या fulfillment होती है?
Yeah, personal branding is not just कि presence बना दो. प्रेजेंस तो कोई भी बना सकता है. आप कहीं पे भी जा सकते हो सोशल मीडिया एजेंसी के पास में और वो बोलो कि भाई मेरा बना दो. नहीं, पर्सनल ब्रांडिंग इज सो मच मोर नाउ. पर्सनल ब्रांडिंग में यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड इट्स अ माइंडसेट गेम नाउ. इट्स नो लॉन्गर अबाउट posting. It's about understanding that this is not about trends. It's about becoming the trendsetter. It's not about virality anymore. It's about sustainability. It's about building a legacy. What do you stand for? What are your values? भाई वायरल करने के लिए बहुत लोग हैं. बहुत तरीके हैं. But if you want to become a name like Tata, or you want to be a Jindal, you want to be a Ford, mind you, these are all very old names.
Yeah.
Personal branding is not a new concept.
हाँ.
वो सबसे पुराना concept है.
हाँ.
अगर आपने एक legacy बनानी है, आपको अपने values डालने हैं आगे. That's what people are not understanding. And you cannot go to a social media agency to build your personal brand.
Okay.
You can't do it anymore. You actually have to go to an expert.
Okay. Here comes another one. Influencers की अगर हम बात करें, influencers आज की डेट में हर influencer कोई ना कोई एजेंसी मैनेज कर रही है. और उनको लग रहा है कि ये this is how they are putting themselves out and they are making shit loads of money.
Yeah.
Right? They are not in a race to become a brand, or they are just in a race to become another influencer and create a market space from them. That's also a short-lived kind of thing. So what do you think? Like, what is this creators economy and influencer game? How are you going to sustain? Are you going to become bigger brands? Because influencers का game बहुत short-lived है.
Yeah.
तो इनको कहाँ जाना चाहिए?
पहले तो मैं ये क्लियर कर दूं कि दो टाइप के इन्फ्लुएंसर होते हैं. ठीक है, एक टाइप के होते हैं जो एक्चुअली में जिसके बारे में आप बात कर रहे हो, कंटेंट क्रिएटर्स. ठीक है, और दूसरे टाइप के होते हैं इन्फ्लुएंसर्स जो इन्फ्लुएंशियल लोग होते हैं. ठीक है, बट राइट नाउ वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द कंटेंट क्रिएटर इन्फ्लुएंसर्स, राइट, द क्रिएटर इकोनॉमी. इन माय 10 years of experience of being in the business and as a content creator, मैं आपको ये चीज़ बता सकती हूँ कि कई कंटेंट क्रिएटर्स जिनके मिलियन फॉलोअर्स हैं, जो टीवी पे आ चुके हैं, वो मेरे बगल में बैठ के मेरे को आज तक ब्रांड्स के लिए डील्स मांगते हैं. ठीक है, नाउ हियर्स द थिंग, द वंस हु एक्चुअली कम एंड टॉक टू मी आर ऑल्सो दीज वंस ऑल्सो, बिकॉज दे नो दिस. If they are smart enough, they know that it is short-lived, and they come to me to understand कि इसको एक business model कैसे बनाऊं. इस community को, इन fans को हम एक business model कैसे बनाएं.
हाँ, actually मतलब क्योंकि हर इंसान अपने business के लिए पैसा कमाने के लिए सब चीजें कर रही है ना.
So if you look at every successful content creator or influencer, they didn't stop at just creating content, but they expanded their streams of revenue.
Somebody like a Bhuvan Bam.
Like a Bhuvan Bam. Look at Lily Singh.
Lily Singh.
Look at Mostly Sane.
Yeah.
Right? You can't stop at that.
Yeah.
You can't. It has to go beyond. So, this race to become the biggest, you're not going to become the biggest. You still have to find your USP. You still have to become a personal brand. Otherwise, you're just a content creator, and there are a billion of them.
Nice. Okay, let's talk about DQS, Delhi Queer Spaces. Started in 2022 as a community.
Yeah.
Now it is the biggest Delhi queer safe space for the queer people, and I think it's the biggest WhatsApp group also. Start from 0 to now 800.
Yeah, 800
members.
Plus, yeah.
Dude, what a journey. Tell me something about it. क्या experience है वहाँ पे या क्या चल रहा है और वहाँ पे क्या challenges आते हैं? मुझे वो भी जानना है.
DQS is my second baby, but it is my baby. Okay, it is like, it started off as a personal need. And I remember sitting on the 28th of June with not realizing that it was International Pride Day, saying कि यार ये Pride events ये हमारे queer events सिर्फ Pride month में क्यों होते हैं? अब because of House of GKB and I had actually gained some influence as a certified master networker and all, थोड़ा खुद में भी confidence आ गया था. So I was like यार कोई और तो कर नहीं रहा है, और गेजी जो इतने सालों से है वो बॉम्बे बेस्ड है, बैंगलोर में भी होता है, तो दिल्ली में क्यों नहीं होता? मैंने बोला मैं करूँगी, बस बहुत हो गया था, तो फिर मैंने किया. The one thing that makes us different from every other queer collective is the fact that, well, fun fact, there are over 106 genders recognized and over 100 sexualities. And we are the only collective in India who caters to all of them.
Oh.
Otherwise, most of them are either LBT or they are gay and transcentric. But you'll find all kinds of people at our events.
Okay.
And you'll also find a lot of allies. We've had allies who've come to us and said, we find your party safer.
Yeah.
So, when I say safe, equitable, and inclusive, I genuinely mean for all. So, when you come to a DQS party or you come to a DQS event, we ensure that we create those safe spaces by having mixer activities, which we always do.
Yeah, yeah.
And if it comes to coffee or if it's alcohol even, it allows people to lower their barriers and be more of themselves in their own skin.
With Delhi Queer Spaces, what is that you are aiming for? Like, going to make a bigger business model, revenue generation. How will that come into picture? How does that flow with Delhi Queer Spaces?
You know, we're very young. We're about to complete 3 years, all in all. We've only been doing events for 2 years. And like I said, it wasn't supposed to be like a business per se when it started off. And it really started getting a lot of traction, a lot of attention from brands, big brands. We worked with Meta, we worked with Sidecar, we worked with I'm Besharam. The first thing, of course, is that we do get sponsorships, but we're still building up on that. But for the first time this year, I have invested quite heavily in having a business coach, for example, bringing in systems and processes, having a lean but a very good team. So the entire journey of understanding systems, processes like a business, like I did for House of GKB, is now getting replicated over here.
Yes.
Right? Vetting everybody who comes in, ensuring now, ensuring that they have the same value system. So of course, internally, that matters when you're building a business. When it comes to revenue generation, of course, we're tying up with more brands, bigger brands. We're doing less things, but larger impact things.
Yeah.
I made the mistake of doing too much also. So I have made my set of mistakes. I've had my set of random teammates as well. But yes, less is more. A very important aspect that I must bring into place over here is the fact that DQS is not going to be DQS anymore. We are already working and we've already started planting the seeds of queer spaces.
Okay.
तो एंड में हम क्वियर स्पेसेस बनने वाले हैं और DQS दिल्ली हमारा मेन चैप्टर होने वाला है. तो इस मॉडल को हम रिफाइन कर रहे हैं. हमने ऑलरेडी हमारी क्वियर स्पेसेस जीन के साथ शुरू कर लिया है. हमारी एक nas.io पे कम्युनिटी है क्वियर स्पेसेस करके, जहाँ पे हमारा प्रेजेंस 5 कंट्रीज में है ऑलरेडी. Of course, India being number one, and then Singapore and Germany and all. We have some more countries. We already have a readership over there. We have our newsletter which goes out monthly. Over 450 readers. This is comparatively new. So we are spreading the message out there.
Yeah.
We are interviewing people from different parts of the country. We're bringing everyone together, but at the same time, ensuring that the chapters that we wish to build also tightens the community aspect. Community is very important.
Yeah.
Right? So ये queer spaces का process शुरू हो चुका है. Domain name सब कुछ वो ले चुके हैं हम. We have started that journey, and once Delhi is completely refined, Then let's see which city we go to next.
नाम चेंज कर लो, ग्लोबल कॉर्वेल कर लो. इट्स नाउ ग्लोबल कॉर्वेल गाइस. ओके, आपने ब्रांड्स की बात करी और प्राइड मंथ चल रहा है अभी, तो यू नो ब्रांड्स, एवरी ब्रांड इज गोइंग गागा अबाउट सेलिब्रेटिंग प्राइड एंड एवरीथिंग, बट डू यू रियली थिंक दैट इज इट जस्ट अ टोकनिज्म और इज डेफिनेट रियल चेंज हैपनिंग, you know, in terms of inclusivity?
This is a fun question, Ashima. अब मैं ऐसे बन गई हूँ कि मैं सीधा ब्रांड को मुंह पे पूछती हूँ, ये इसी महीने का गेम है कि आगे भी काम करने का सोच रहे हो?
हाँ.
इतना एक्सपीरियंस हो चुका है कि उनके आंसर से मुझे समझ आ जाता है. और मैं बड़े बड़े कॉर्पोरेट्स को मैं ना बोल चुकी हूँ, लाइक बड़े बड़े कॉर्पोरेट्स को. सो ऑफ कोर्स सम ब्रांड्स के लिए टोकनिज्म है, सम ब्रांड्स के लिए एक अपॉर्चुनिटी है कि चलो इधर से शुरू करते हैं. वो नियत से समझ आ जाती है मेरे को. आई थिंक आई हैव स्टार्टेड बिकमिंग quite straightforward about it. There is tokenism, but I feel there is more inclusivity coming in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel the pressure to represent the whole community, and how do you hold that responsibility?
It's a pressure and a privilege.
Okay.
And I'd say it's more of a privilege than it's the pressure. I think that saying, the Spider-Man saying that with great power comes
the
great responsibility.
responsibilities.
And I did not realize that till DQS started growing. You see, I have been advocating for queer rights since 2019. Rights नहीं बोल सकते, मतलब I've been part of the community and talking about it since 2019. And 2022 DQS आया. उस टाइम तक भी ठीक था, बट अगले साल जब इतनी जल्दी बढ़ने लग गया and people started actually approaching me for things, and I was like, why are you asking me for things? I'm just a person who does events, like, you know. And then the trolling started, Ashima. It is when the trolling started is when I realized कि इस पॉइंट पे या तो आप चुप रह सकते हो या आप आगे बढ़ सकते हो.
And किस तरह के और किस पॉइंट पे ट्रोलिंग स्टार्ट हुई थी, क्या था वो इंसिडेंट?
यार बड़े अनोखे इंसिडेंट्स होते हैं. यू नो, पीपल बिहाइंड ऑन द इंटरनेट, दे डोंट इवन हैव अ डीपी. ओके, सो दे जस्ट हैव समथिंग टू से, वेदर इट्स द फैक्ट दैट योर इवेंट is on the same day as some other queer event, or for the fact that you'll be surprised, LinkedIn पे बहुत trolling होती है.
Oh.
So every time I would put a post on LinkedIn, at least I would get trolled by one person, homophobic. I've been trolled by homophobic, you know, straight people. Well, let's hope that they're straight. And I've also been trolled by my own community people.
Okay.
Very interesting, and I'm being very honest about it. I know my peers also have been. But that's not the point. It's about that I am also a human being. I remember the first time I got trolled, 3 days I did not do anything. I couldn't go back online. And I'm a social media person, so you can imagine that for me. But here's the point. The point wherein I'm not Rani of Jhansi as compared to what I may look like. I could either shut up and listen and just be quiet, or I could realize at that point, and I did, and I'm happy that I did realize that I was doing something right. That my voice made a difference. So I gathered some courage, as I have in my life, and continued doing what I do. And I'm happy that I did, because look at where I am now. And honestly, this is just the beginning. Yes, the pressure starts to grow when you need to realize that you are at some points the founder of Delhi Queer Spaces, and you have to behave and act that part. So you have to be Gurnoor Kaur Bahal about it. But at the same time, you're also just Gurnoor, right? right? So like we have things like we don't talk about political things in our group. I do not allow that. Our WhatsApp group is open only on Sundays.
Oh,
Yeah, we don't. We're very strict about these things. We have to create a safe online space, so it's not open all days. But at the same time, if I have my own views, and where do I talk about those, right? So that distinction between Gurnoor Kaur Bahal and just Gurnoor, who is just a queer person, is where the pressure comes in, is where the challenge of balancing comes in.
you have to just put your guards on and
Yeah, it's like sometimes it's an alter ego,
Yeah.
or you have to learn when to put the guard up and guard down. You end up meeting your friends at a social networking space or in an event, and like you may speak to them as just Gurnoor, but somebody might come in and then suddenly you have to be Gurnoor Kaur Bahal. So that's where the pressure does come in.
yeah. And I think this is with a lot of founders
Yeah.
also. They have an
Yeah.
alter personality and alter ego.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's because when I'm talking to you about this, when I go back and think about other founders which I have interviewed, that is definitely there. They have said, when we're going for investor meeting or something like that,
Yeah.
you have to portray yourself, and also female founders when they go for investor funding and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Lot of people who go for Shark Tank also, these questions have been asked to them, do you know your numbers? Do you know the statistics behind it? Do you know the business? How are you going to run it? Have these questions been asked to you ever?
Well, I've actually been advised to keep my businesses bootstrapped. um, if any of my businesses do eventually go.
बट है मन ऐसे शार्क टैंक पे जाने का, हाउस ऑफ जीकेवी को लेकर?
हाउस ऑफ जीकेवी को लेकर नहीं, मेरे को एक्चुअली मन है
DQS को लेकर।
क्वियर स्पेसेस को लेकर.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like Queer Spaces has that scope in terms of how it's a more mass business, and the fact that we have events as well as merchandising. We started with the DQS shop,
Yeah.
so there's product. So understanding that as long as your business can be productized, it can get larger, right?
Correct.
So I feel like Queer Spaces is the business that if ever needs to get investment would be that. But yes, I have faced you could say questions from leaders on whether I'm capable, considering I'm a woman, considering I'm queer. There is a lot of homophobia around that. The fact that I'm neurodivergent and disabled doesn't even come up in the picture.
वो पहले में खत्म हो जाता है.
वो
आप
तो I
औरत
think-
हो, आपको बिजनेस आता ही नहीं होगा.
No, the thing is that I just feel like I'm just so differently wired because of this, that it is the reason I'm even in those circles.
Correct.
So, but the first two, which I take up very proudly as well, about being a woman and queer, it does come into place. Whether it's getting a client, whether it's forming an alliance, and let's see, maybe it comes up in investments as well, with investors. Who knows?
Fantastic. Any advice that you want to give to younger queer founders who are going to start up something or come into this space, since you are an expert also in this?
I love working with young business owners. In fact, we do marketplaces, so I actually have a huge database of young queer founders. And the one thing that I always tell them is, and whoever's even listening and watching this, is that please go ahead and do what you have to do. Okay, this is your dream, and your identity is just a part of it. You are so many shades of you. Just go live your dream. But please work for it. It's not going to come easy.
Yeah, thank you so much for this lovely conversation. Any last words about this interview? How do you like that? What is your feedback?
Ashima, I am so happy about this initiatives. Usually people are talking to male founders. अब उसका क्या करूँ मैं? Okay. I'm not relating to that. They have different challenges. I'm excited to actually hear the interviews of other founders who are women, and since it's Pride Month, other queer founders, learn from them as well, because that's relatable, Ashima. And I I'm actually hoping to see more and more of your episodes. I'm very honored to be here, to be in that space where I can impart my experience and my knowledge. And I really hope that it helps others as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you so much for having me. I think being here for me is like feeling like, yes, all that hard work of 8, 9 years as an entrepreneur, I feel acknowledged, seen, and very happy that I got this space. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It was a lovely conversation. Yet another conversation with Gurnoor Corwell, which is amazing, insightful, and I hope Delhi Queer Spaces से global spaces बहुत जल्दी बने और गुरनूर कौरवेल जल्दी global कौरवेल बने. This is me, Ashima Jain, signing off. Please like, share, subscribe to Har Zindagi.